to the locker room.
What'd you think about that?
Wow.
Might get beat this weekend.
High school football, we're halfway.
That's hard to believe, Ron Berry, that we're halfway, but we are. And so far, so good. So we're moving right along. Hey, let me make a comment before we get started. All right. Last week I made some comments.
You made a lot of comments.
Well, I made a lot of comments. You're right. I do. I make a lot of comments every week. But I made a lot of comments, and a lot of people didn't get to hear both sides of the story. As I'm making the comments, Coach Terry's texting Brad about something, and I make a comment that I'll get him going. And I make the comment about Anderson County playing in a weak region. So a good friend of mine texted me and was upset with that, and that being Richie Note, which has been on the show with us, done several shows with us, that I bashed the kids. I don't feel like I did bash the kids, but if I did, I apologize for that. And that wasn't my intention, is to bash the kids, because I've never done that. So I apologize if anybody thought I was bashing. Now, just to go to show you that the people on that end apparently didn't listen Friday. If they would have heard me Friday on the radio, I was asked.
You do a radio show too?
I was asked by Ron Meredith who I thought the best team in the area was. The area to me is this area around here, Knoxville, and the whole area. Who I didn't say Fulton, I didn't say Maryville, I didn't say Alcoa, I didn't say Catholic, I didn't even say Coalfield. I said the best team in this area was Anderson County. So me and Coach Terry joking back and forth, a lot of people took it the wrong way.
So you'd already bashed them on Wednesday night, so you want to get back in good grace Friday morning by saying they were the best.
But I didn't
you're
bash.
Slick. You are slick.
But I didn't bash. But I did not bash.
But
those
you are
kids.
slick.
Well, I might be slick, but that's beside the point. Now I'm apologizing to the kids.
I thought you were going to say you were a politician.
I am a politician too, but the adult wise, I'm apologizing to the kids. I don't really feel like I owe an apology to anybody, but I had, Coach Terry knows he was going on with an 18 in a row streak, and I told Brad right when he told me that, I said, "Watch me, I'll get Coach Terry." So I'm sorry if anybody felt like I bashed your kids, which I did not do that and would never do that, so I'll apologize for that. I don't apologize for anything else I said, though.
Something tells me that Sweet Pea has told you to behave. And
No,
so you've come on here tonight and you're going to
you
apologize
really don't want to
because
know what
Sweet Pea
you really don't want to know what Sweet Pea told me to say. Okay?
Well, then it would be too mushy.
No, it wouldn't be much.
Yeah, you'd be too mushy then.
It's just it's just like this. You sit here every week and you give an opinion, and my opinion don't mean nothing to nobody but me. And you can disagree with my opinion just like I disagree with your opinions all the time. And we disagree.
But I don't have to come back and apologize a week later.
Well, I did. I did, and I did. And as I told the guy, I don't feel like I should have to. I told Richie this. I told him. I didn't think I did anything to apologize. But if it'll make him feel better and make everybody up there feel better, I've apologized. If I did cross the line and I did say that, I don't think I did.
Where do we go Friday night?
Anderson County.
This thing is all fitting. This whole thing is fitting really nicely here. Now you're trying. You just want in the press box Friday night.
Let me tell you. I just wanted to press. It's real easy. I'll tell you how real easy it is. I could stay home Friday night. Okay, that's so simple.
But then what would they say?
I guess because I was afraid to come up here because I'm definitely not that. And I will be there Friday night. And I have been invited to tailgate with some people up there Friday night. So I very well could be up there tailgating.
Well, that'd be good. I don't advise
there it is
you.
in a nutshell, folks. And
so now you're going to jeopardize your friend's vehicle and stuff.
I'm not going to jeopardize nobody. I'm not jeopardizing a soul. But I just don't want. We never have here. I've spent more times on the Friday night scoreboard show, and I hope those people didn't watch the Friday night scoreboard show Friday night. Because there was a lot of people called in, and that was some conversation. I didn't call in.
About you?
No, not about me.
No.
Not about me. I had nothing to do with it.
About the region?
I don't have anything to do. Yeah, about that. I have nothing to do with the Friday Night Scoreboard. I'm off that show right now, and I have nothing to do with it. And they can take that up with other people and everything else. But I just wanted to open that up and make.
Well, I'm glad you did because Brad forgot to play the disclaimer.
Yeah. Well,
we're not responsible for your comments.
I've never been. He sent that to Richie. I've never been told that I'm not. I have to say this or say that, because the day that it comes to that point, I won't be back. Because here's what everybody don't understand. Everybody thinks that I must be making a fortune doing this. I've traveled in the last 7, 8 years.
You've hurt my pocketbook.
Yeah, I've really hurt it. I've traveled in the last 7, 8 years, and I've went all over East Tennessee for us to cover football games, and I ain't got a dime out. I spent my own money. So it ain't no big deal. I love high school football, and it'd really be easy to walk away from it, give me some Friday nights to spend with my wife that I probably ought to be doing anyway.
Well, except for the fact that she sends me a check.
Yeah, wanting me to have go. You. It wanting me to go. She probably does, and that's probably the truth. But
now I'm gonna say something here that you probably gonna be surprised at.
Say it, buddy.
But I'm gonna take up for you, because never have I heard you bash kids. Never have I heard you during a game on a turnover call a youngster's name. Never to try to embarrass anybody. So I'm going to take up for you. I think
you've never heard me bash a coach, really, not a high school coach.
Not really. All I've ever heard is you know, you get excited sometimes, and when you're off your medication, people can screw that you're saying that. But I have really I've really never heard any of that.
You know, I get the people want to get these arguments, and like I got something to do with some of these programs around here. It's like the text went on to say, you know, these programs are running from us. Running from who, man? I don't have nothing to do with Fulton's program. You can't blame me for what Fulton done. I didn't have anything to do. But listen, Fulton ran from who? Alcoa? They ran from Alcoa to play Maryville and to play Oak Ridge? That doesn't make good sense, Ron.
Well, they didn't. Maryville isn't in the equation, because they play Maryville because they want to.
They play Maryville because they want, but they're playing the most.
Well, they played them in 3A though.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, I don't understand. People wants to blame me, and then you want to blame me for. I don't have nothing to do with any of those programs. Period.
So all this time you've been filing an expense of going to Nashville, and you haven't had anything to do with it.
That on the school board.
Oh man. Oh. Now let's repeat that.
I do it on the school board.
Well, again, that's a lot of talking that shouldn't have had to be explained, because
I agree with you.
You really don't do anything to bash kids. You're all for the kids, and that's what I mean. That's why we do this thing.
That's why we do it.
Sure it is.
That's why we do
sure
it. So, you know, that's the deal right there. Let's move on.
Having said that, please don't throw things at the press box Friday night. Don't prevent him from coming in, and take care of him on the tailgate. Just might want to put some safety materials on your windshields and things. Though,
heard that, man.
But
let's
go around the bend from last week. Oak Ridge wins a big ball game, a ball game that was really important to them. It was a region game. They needed a good win to get them psyched up. They beat a good West team, so that's what Oak Ridge needed.
Yeah, that was probably it. I'm not going to say it was a must win, but it was a must needed win for them to get things turned around. And I don't know, I've not heard this week, and maybe Coach Gass will tell us when he comes in tonight, but I think the Graham kid got hurt Friday night, so I don't know what.
Well, that's what we heard on someone in the press box.
Yeah, someone in the press box said that he got hurt. And I've not heard anything else. But I listened to Coach Gaddis coming home from Rockwood Friday night. He didn't make any comment about it, though, other than they just have to wait and see over the weekend or Monday, first thing, see what the status of him was.
Okay.
That's a big. If he is out, that's a big loss for them
loss.
coming down the stretch here.
Anderson County
just keeps rolling. I mean, they just keep rolling.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know any other thing to say other than they keep rolling. Quarterback's playing good, and the Phillips kids run the ball good, and they just keep rolling. They just keep taking care of it. I mean, they're just playing who's in front of them, and they just keep rolling.
Clinton, unable to come away with a win, but I'm sure if you look at the game, I'm sure some improvement, and I'm sure that they look forward to this week.
Well, you got to look at Clinton are 2-2, and last year they wound the year up only winning one game. So, you take what you got in front of you, and you got to start somewhere. I mean, Did I believe that Clinton was going to go 9-1 this year, or 8-2, or 7-3? No, I didn't. I think we predicted, or I did anyway, 4-6 or 5-5. There's a couple more winnable games on their schedule. They'll have to upset somebody to make it 5-5. I think it did probably knock them out of the playoffs. So.
And then we come down, Cofield with a big win.
They just keep playing who's in front of them, and the big game's coming up on October the 5th between them and Greenback. That'll decide a lot of things, and they just keep winning the big games.
Rockwood entertains the number one team in 2A in the state, Meigs County, and probably the first half of that football game was as good a half as we've seen Rockwood play in a long time. They come out to start the second half, and the wheels just come off, and when they came off all four tires.
They did, and I made that comment last night. I was talking to one of the Rome County School Board members at Harriman High School last night. We were at a meeting there, and we were talking about it, and I said, it was like we were at two different games Friday night. A really good Rockwood team. I said, I made the comment to Ron Berry, well, Coach Webb has been in their ear this week, and you could tell it was at a different speed and everything. And the second half, man, the quarterback from Meigs came to play.
Well, the two onside kicks kill you too back.
And they do, and he scored 3 touchdowns in less than 3 minutes and threw for another one. So he had 4. He was involved in 4 scores there in the second half that were just the onside kicks were just killers.
And then probably, I guess, the surprise of the year so far was Sunbright coming to Harriman and winning that football game.
Yeah, with the principal as a coach. I think he's got coaching experience. I mean,
he's coached. He's coached middle school
before,
and helped with the high school.
But he comes down as the head coach either quit, resigned, or whatever.
Right.
I don't know what the situation is there. He did one of the above, and the principal comes down and wins the ball game, and that was probably you're right, the shocker of the night.
Yeah, I think Coach Tapp had to be awfully disappointed in that one, and not only disappointed in that you lose that game, but now you come up with a short week and Harriman and Rockwood playing tomorrow night on TV, and so now you not only have to get your team back up mentally for the oldest rivalry game in the state, but it's on TV.
Yeah, and both of those teams, and I'm just not going to say one, but both of those teams need to win Friday night. I mean, I don't know who needs to win it more, probably Harriman or Rockwood. You could pick one, you won't be wrong, but they both need to win Friday night to get back on track to salvage their seasons here. It's always a big ball game, but somebody needs to win that game big Friday night or Thursday night rather.
Well, and hopefully the Harriman fans will come out. That's one of those games. That's a gate game. That's a big gate game. You can't give up on kids at any time, but hopefully you won't give them up. You won't give up on them. That's a really, really big rivalry game, and they're 0-2 in the region. They need to win. Harriman.
Yeah, they do. Harriman needs to win. It would be a big win for them. They do need to win that game.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about this week's games right after this.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Make your plans to come to the historic Princess Theater in downtown Harriman, Friday, September 22nd, for a night of gospel music with the Dixie Echoes. The Dixie Echoes are one of America's favorite male quartets, coming to Roane County for a rare appearance as part of Singing in the City, hosted by Victorious. The Dixie Echoes will be joined by Calvary's Blend from Chattanooga and Sandy Shelton. Tickets are $12 and can be purchased at Roane Street Grill on Roane Street in Harriman. Doors will open at 6:30. Concert starts at 7:30. So make plans now for the Dixie Echoes from Pensacola, Florida, Friday night, September 22nd at 7:30 p.m. at the Princess Theater. For more information, call Dudley Evans, 315-0505.
River too, that's we forever let your waves roll gently guard.
Smooth cutting, and now even smoother riding. That's the Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractors, now with suspension. That's right, Simplicity is introducing suspension for residential lawn and garden tractors. The Suspension Comfort System.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Welcome back to the locker room.
Caught me laying down on the job.
Yeah. Sleep. Got another week coming up, and a big week it is. We've got Oneida at York Institute. Most of these are non-region games. West is at Farragut. Austin East is at Halls. CAK is at Bearden. Brentwood Academy is at Catholic. So I don't think it's not the same Brentwood Academy as days of old, but I'm still convinced that Brentwood Academy is a pretty good football team. Clinton will be at Central. Is that a winnable game for Clinton?
It's a game that, yes, it's a game at Clinton. Possibly Central's having some trouble right now. They got some quarterback issues. I mean, they lost a senior quarterback last year, and I think they got a freshman under center right now. So, yes, it's a game that possibly Clinton could win.
Okay. And as we go down our list, we've got Cott County at Pigeon Forge, Fulton at Maryville.
I don't know if Fulton's got the horses to run with them. I don't really know too much about either team, but I don't know that Fulton's got the horses to run with them.
I would think that this would be a year that Fulton should be able to give them a good run. Well, just because Maryville's had some hard times, new coach,
well, they've played some close games. I mean, they've been a little closer than what's been in the past, but that could wind up being a really good ball game. But I don't know about that McMinn Central Meigs County game. McMinn Central might get their first win. What do you think?
The what?
You think McMinn Central might get their first win at Meigs County Friday
No.
night? I don't
No.
know. I just
No.
wanted to ask you
No.
that. And there's Tellico Plains and Midway. It's probably a winnable game for Midway, isn't it?
I think so. I think Midway can. It's at Midway, so I think Midway's been playing really well.
To jump out 4-1 would be
think
pretty good, wouldn't it?
That would be excellent. That would be excellent. And it's Marion County at Cofield. That's going to be a really good test for Cofield. Marion County got beat really bad by South Pittsburgh, but Marion County's the real deal.
Well, they might be the real deal, but my man Brad over here says Marion County's down a little bit this year, so maybe not the real deal as they've been in the past.
Well, I think that's right, but still, you're playing up, and you're playing a team that historically is pretty tough, and
I agree with you.
and gets pretty good in the. And I guess my point is if I had to play Greenback in a couple of weeks, Marion County would be a really, really good game for me right now. If I don't get anyone hurt.
And you can see where Marion County's ranked there in the 2A poll. They're number 10. They have been number 5, so they've dropped down 5 spots.
Well,
that's
that's
number 1 at one time.
After South Pitt beat them, then they started a little decline. But my point is that playing Marion County is a whole lot better than whomever Greenback is playing, because this will be a really nice test for Coach Henry.
Yeah, I don't.
And
know.
I'm sure that's why. I'm sure that's why they're on the schedule.
I didn't see you call Greenback's name there. I don't even know if they were on the schedule. Were they on the schedule? I didn't see. If it was, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
I understand what
he's
you're saying.
there.
Cofield's got a little bit tougher game probably than Greenback.
He's there for a reason. Greenback is at Grace Christian, which will be a nice game for Grace for Greenback,
Yeah,
but it won't be the same.
But Grace has not won a game, have they?
No,
They're
and when they changed classifications, they had to pick up some games that they probably wouldn't have otherwise scheduled.
I'm going to take Greenback in that game if we were picking it. I know we're not, but I would take Greenback.
I think Greenback would be my pick as well. Heritage at Anderson County, and that'll be the Channel 12 game of the week, and always fun to go to Anderson County. Always fun.
Oh, it is, yeah.
See the fireworks.
There's a lot of good people up there.
And Lenore City will be at Powell, and both of those teams playing fairly well. Powell is doing better than a lot of folks thought they would do. Lenore City is coming back with a new coach, and they're doing better than folks would give them. I mean, they caught me by surprise right off the bat at
a coach at Powell that probably you could say, if you want to per se been on the hot seat, was probably on the hot seat at the start of the year because they had not won very many games in his tenure there. And if anybody's turned it around, Ellison's turned it around over there.
Well, they came out, right off the bat with William Blunt against William Blunt.
Right.
Just, pancaked them.
And he was a coach at Wartburg, and
Right.
he might be the last coach at Wartburg's had that was actually they had a winning program under him. So he done a really good job at Wartburg.
Oliver Springs will be at Claiborne County, and hopefully
Is that a game Oz can
hopefully
win?
the Oz can get them a win Friday night. They need one. Coach Green's he's a really good guy, and he deserves
He is a good guy.
He deserves some success there. Sequoia will be at Sweetwater. Sevier County at Oak Ridge. I think the Bears are probably not quite as strong as they have been. A good football team, and you got to respect them, and you got to be ready to play them. And I'm sure Coach Gaddis will have the Wildcats ready to do just that.
That's a team that's coming in that's playing pretty good football. I think they've got a freshman quarterback too, I believe, if I remember right from last Thursday night's game watching it. So this team that's playing fairly well right now.
Stone Memorial will be at Kingston. Sunbright will be at Wartburg, and Sunbright could have them a 2-game winning streak.
Can Kingston get a win with Stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Stone's playing in the other region, and at one, and I'm sort of still convinced that Kingston might want to look at if they could get into that region. It'd be a little travel, but you get away from look at this. Who would you rather play, Alcoa, Austin East or these teams?
I guess these teams.
So they could, like I say, you got there's not a lot of travel. I mean, you're going to Cumberland County twice, and you're going to Livingston once.
How far is Macon County from Kingston? That's pretty good. That'd be a pretty good trip, wouldn't it?
Macon County would be, but
what about DeKalb?
No farther than Gatlinburg Pittman.
Was as Brad said, it's just every other year.
Well, yeah,
so
and you're going to Gatlinburg Pittman.
What about DeKalb?
DeKalb's not bad.
Not
DeKalb's
bad?
just a little south, yeah. But,
yeah, just a little south. 300 miles
Cumberland.
later.
No, but I'm saying you're either going to Pigeon Forge or you're going to Gatlinburg Pittman, and you're going twice that way because now you've got Northview, so you're going twice. So I mean, and the only thing here is, and it happened to Kingston a couple of years ago. When they realign these regions, you can get in a position to where nobody brings fans with them. I mean that happened to them a couple of years ago. Actually, Stone Memorial was in that. Scott County was in there.
If you remember a couple of weeks ago, Coach Terry sat between me and you, and we asked that question. He said so far they hadn't seen it. Everything looked good for how they were having to travel down the Chattanooga way. Travel was coming up to their place. It was still holding up. So
well, and one thing I'm assuming that because of the way they treat their kids at Anderson County is you probably are taking charter buses, aren't you, when you go to Chattanooga?
Well, yes, I don't know if they are or not. I'm just talking. We were talking. I asked about home attendance having to place being so far away, and he said so far they were on par with last year.
But
so far.
But the region has just really started. So when you look and see if you've got 4 region games from Chattanooga, how did we do over Howard? I wouldn't think Howard would bring most.
I don't know how they travel.
Can we put their region up there?
In basketball, they travel. In basketball, they travel pretty good. I don't know about football though. I don't have any idea.
But I would think that will be something that they're watching. Really close. I doubt William Blunt brought many fans either, though. So, but when you look there, Central, maybe East Ridge, I'm not sure. Sequoia probably doesn't bring. Howard probably doesn't bring any. East Hamilton is a fairly new school. They may be okay, but Hickson, I wouldn't think Hickson would bring any. So, Anderson County could see a real drop. I mean, let's just go down through the list. You're taking Chattanooga Central and you're replacing them with Campbell County, let's say. East Ridge, Oak Ridge, Clinton's not on there. In that region, they're in that game.
They're on that schedule.
But so my point is that you're taking 2 or 3 really money games out of that schedule, aren't you?
I think so. But that's the question. That's a question I asked him, and he said so far so good. So.
Well, it'll be interesting to see at the end of the year how
you got to look at the end of the year
how that goes because that's what you get into sometimes when they change these regions. But a full slate this week, and obviously we're already in a position of where this is basically a non-region game again, but you're starting to get into that phase now where there are some key matchups in the next couple of weeks that are going to start separating these teams in the regions.
Yeah, we'll start to define a little bit more who's going to be at the top, who's going to be in the middle, and who's going to be at the bottom, and who's going to be out. There's some teams that's probably already out.
And here you start looking now at the 5th week, injuries start to become a real problem.
Yes.
You're already starting to see some regions where you can have losing records, big-time losing records, and get into the playoffs, which
there's not very many regions like that this year, though. There's only
the region we just looked at.
Right. Well, there's only, like I said, there's only a couple that's like that. There's not a lot.
And here's one.
Well, Cumberland Gap or Wartburg.
I mean, the winner of the Wartburg Cumberland Gap is in the playoffs.
I agree with you.
And then what?
Disagreeing.
Well, what I'm saying, it's not just that they get into the playoffs. Then what really happens is the first week in the playoffs, a team in Region 1 is going to play either Wartburg or Cumberland Gap. That you don't that's just a warm up. You let your first team play a half or so. If Meigs County is going to the same thing in the other region, that's a real disadvantage versus Rockwood and Oneida or you're traveling.
And you got to split that money. You got to split that gate.
But you're also the caliber of that first opponent is so much different. Right. And they would say, well, that's why you win the first. That's why you want to be the number one seed.
You want to be the number one seed.
But it's not consistent, I guess, is what I'm saying. And then you get into the, and I'm sure there's the higher classifications. That probably is not as relevant as it is in the lower ones. But
maybe we got to go back to the old days where you don't take one team.
Well, yeah.
Used to be back in the old days, you just took the first place team. That's it. Yeah. You didn't take nobody else. Maybe that's where we got to go back to. I don't know, but
or maybe the other thing is you lower the number of classifications to get the quality.
It's for sure that TWSAA doesn't care what my opinion is.
Well, I thought that's why we were sending you out there so often.
It's not paying off. Let me say that. They're not listening to it. They're not listening to me.
But there's flaws however you do it, but it just seems like
there's flaws in this system right here, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
there's flaws in this system right here.
Yeah.
So yes.
You talking about our system right here?
No, not this system. I'm talking about the football system.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. That we're currently under.
Oh, okay.
This system right here is still a little messed up with some of the things that's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Either
champions is what's messed up.
Yeah, right. Or either you're private or you're public. Okay, I mean that's either you. I don't see how you can be one now and maybe switch later on.
Well, you can only switch every 2 years.
Every two. I agree with that, but I don't see. Either you're public or you're private.
Gary says they take big buses.
And I
Coach
thought
Terry said they took big buses.
And I thought they did. So that's additional expense.
It is. But they got a good booster club up there.
And like I say,
that's
and the reason I felt like they would do that is that's the way they take care of their kids. I mean, they do a very good job.
All you got to do is look at the facility up there and tell that. Now, they probably got one of the best facilities around. I mean, with everything there, it's probably better than some small college campus.
There's no question.
I mean, we've talked about that several times before.
I mean, I've been to.
I mean, just their field house and weight room alone.
I've been to several Division II schools that don't have.
That's exactly right.
Have those facilities. So, yeah, you're exactly right. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk more about high school football right after this.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Harriman and Rockwood.
All right, crew, let's get started. Kurt?
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Welcome back to the locker room, and I'd like to invite you down to Calhoun's on the river. Water's a little chilly tonight there. I didn't expect to.
Yeah, sure.
Row quite as long as I did tonight, but
I'm sure you didn't.
It's very nice, very nice
I'm
out.
Sure.
Also invite you to stay tuned at the top of the hour for Coach Gaddis and Coach's show. No, I'm not a rower. I'm just a kayak. We kayak every night. Beautiful out, beautiful weather. It's been really, really nice.
Man, no, you're right. The weather's been
really,
great.
really
weather's
nice.
Great. I agree with you on that.
Let's look at our top 10, 6A. Oakland continues to lead the pack there, and after Oakland's big win over Ray County, it propelled them right to the top.
Yeah.
Maryville is still coming in third, and what will happen there is Oakland and Blackman probably will end up playing during the regular season in the same region.
Let me ask you a question. Does Maryville and Farragut play this year? Are they in the same region?
No. Farragut is south. Farragut is south.
And Mount Juliet's got a first place vote there.
And Maryville is south. Okay. Whitehaven.
So will Science Hill and Farragut play? Is Maryville with Science Hill, or is Farragut with Science Hill?
Farragut is with Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett.
So you'll see Farragut
and Bearden
and Science Hill play. Bearden played somebody up that way last week and got
Bearden's
beat.
in that. I think Bearden's in that.
Might have been Science Hill then.
In that as well. There it is. Farragut, Science Hill, Hardin Valley, Bearden, Dobbins Bennett, Jefferson County, and Morristown West. So Maryville is the one that was south. Okay. So William Blount, sort of a really question for William Blount this year. Man, they've gone down. 5A, Beach is continuing to win. They had a big win over their arch rival Hendersonville the other night. Fulton. Now, if Fulton goes to Maryville and beats Maryville Friday night, shouldn't Fulton jump over Beach?
Well, you would think he would, but I don't know that they will, though, because Beach looks like they got 14 first-place votes.
Well,
I don't think that changes.
That's Hendersonville. That's right out of Nashville.
I don't think
you've got all those sports riders.
That's why Beach probably stays there.
But I would think
that
Beach's competition will not be near as tough as Fulton's is.
I agree with you. You would think that would happen, but that don't mean that'll happen.
I mean,
because
Beach
these
is
things
playing
right here,
Station Camp, schools that aren't ranked, that probably would be lucky to be 5-5, and Fulton.
I mean, because we still got some teams there that probably shouldn't be in the top 10 right there. Anyway, beside the point.
Beach and Gallatin, that would probably be one of their toughest. Ray County. Still coming on strong. They dropped from 7 to 10. And Oak Ridge is out of the top 10 for the first time number 11, first time in a long time. So
well, in my book, Oak Ridge is 10 and Ray County's 11, man. How's that? Because Ray County don't deserve to be in there.
Well, and if you're going to do that,
no, I'm not. I'm
Coach
done.
Coach Gaddis is not in the house.
I just didn't. I just didn't do it. I just didn't. I just done it. So I thought that.
Well, I know you just did it, but I mean, I can't believe that.
So you can say what you want. Go ahead and say you say Ray County deserves to be there, right?
No, what I
said Oak Ridge deserves to be there.
What I said was Ray County. I mean,
no,
Oak Ridge needed to be there as well over Catholic as well.
Well, no, I'm saying just Ray County. We'll leave everybody else alone. Ray County don't deserve to be there.
Oak Ridge has played Farragut, so. Well, I mean,
we ain't talking about it. We're talking about.
Well, we're talking about how you get rated.
I want you to say, but we're talking about the number 10 team. Oak Ridge needs to be there instead of Ray County, right?
I'd agree with that.
Okay, let's move on.
Plus, they need to be up a little bit higher than that too. But I'm just real surprised that you would choose when the coach isn't in the room to really try to.
Where's
do a little.
he at? He'll be here in a minute.
Well, he's probably out in the parking lot, passed out, probably out there after if somebody heard you say that.
Yeah,
or he's jumped off the railing over here if he was out on the patio. Well, he could have.
Yeah.
He could have.
I'll pick him tonight. He wanted me not pick him last week. He wanted him to win.
4A, Greenville has been there 3 or 4 years, leading the regular season.
They do it in the regular season, falter in the playoffs.
And Anderson County, as much as you would like to go against them,
I wouldn't want to go against them.
They're number 3.
No, I'm not going to go against them.
Well,
I'm glad they're there.
And Elizabethton is running strong right now.
That's
as well.
A team we talked about a little bit last week. Jason Whitten's brother coaches there, and I think they've had a pretty good football team the last couple of years.
I got a trivia question for you.
Can't answer it.
When they put points over here,
Ridge.
what's the PF?
I have no idea.
It's got PF and points allowed. What's the PF?
Okay. Did you know? I didn't know that. Yeah. Did you?
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't figure out what it was, and nobody knew.
You didn't call Brad. If I want to know something, I call Brad.
So there's our 4. There's our 4A. East Ridge at 9.
Yeah. Brad pointed that out to me.
So that'll be a good contest for Anderson County. 3A, the number 400th win for Alcoa coach. Nice article in the paper.
Yeah, I seen that today.
When you pick your 400th win on our picks, I'm gonna have you a big spread in the paper. I probably won't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm not gonna get 400. My 400 losses maybe.
And what's sort of unique is that Alcoa, Smith County, where he started, is 4-0. And Riverdale has been prominent a number of years. So
Smith County, another team that does good in the regular season, and in playoff times they falter somewhere down the road.
We went against Smith County a lot when Rockwood was playing Smith County.
I think Fulton went down there once or twice, or played them once or twice in the playoffs way back in the day, and wound up winning.
Austin East moves up to 5, and that's and Austin East.
I think they were off last week too and moved up.
And I would put Austin East above Smith County, above Johnson County, and above Raleigh, Egypt. How do you name a high school Raleigh, Egypt?
I don't have any idea.
Reckon the geography teacher got involved in that or something?
Yes, or won't you ask your Rome County School Board members? Maybe they can tell you.
So there's our 3A poll. And we saw the number 1 team last week, Meigs County.
Do you think they're really the number 1 team?
Well, I mean, out of this, Trousdale County possibly could get a vote from me, but Trousdale County just moved up from single A to double A. So Trousdale County's tradition is based on single A more than double A.
They lose their quarterback, though. They're hurt.
Meigs County?
Yes.
Oh, I don't question that. I don't question.
I know you don't, but I just wonder. Do you think if they're really? Most time, you don't struggle like they struggled in the first half. They did.
Well, yeah, and I would like to see them a few more times before we were able to really make that.
Could that Rockwood Meigs County be a game that comes later on in the playoffs? Maybe Both win.
It could be third game.
Third game, third round.
Could be a third game.
Be interesting to see.
Marion
what
County,
happens.
and we'll see Marion County at Cofield. So Marion County, we'll get you get a little better look at them.
Happy Valley. I mean,
Happy Valley's another one of those teams from Region 1 that we see all the time.
In the playoffs.
There's been a number of times that the number 3 or 4 team in Region 2 has gone up there and won that first game.
And won that first game, right, yeah. And Oneida, Coach Tony Lambert and those guys up there, the Indians, they just keep on winning.
And that could be a sleeper for me. Oneida could
Wouldn't you like to see them and Megs play?
Yeah. Because it's going to come down to Oneida Meigs County winner now, as that head-to-head winner is probably going to have the region. Yeah, that's going to have.
I didn't know that.
That's going to have the region championship because with Meigs County already beating Rockwood head-to-head. So yeah, you're gonna see Oneida and Meigs County. That's going to be a huge game.
Where that game's at?
That's at Oneida.
It's at Oneida.
Oneida gets both Meigs County and Rockwood, so they're in the driver's seat from a standpoint of where those games are played.
You're exactly right.
So, and it's hard to go to Oneida and win a football game.
It is, and Coach Lambert always has his team. They're always ready to go. He'll tell you, well, man,
we've taken
we're not that good.
We've taken some really good football teams to Oneida, and you talk about a long drive home. You come down 27 down the mountain after getting your ears pinned back. Yeah, not fun.
South Pitt, man, they just keep on keeping on.
To me, the interesting thing about South Pitt, they changed coaches. They changed coaches.
Well, they changed them
three times in 3 years.
Yeah.
And 1 year they changed from spring practice to fall practice.
Fall practice.
And all they do
is keep on winning.
Keep on winning. But there
it's
you
amazing
see,
if you build a Walmart in your community, what'll happen?
Well, I don't.
They built a Walmart down there.
Did they?
Yeah, they built a Walmart. It's the only thing down there.
On 72?
They built a Walmart down there, and it just keep on coming. And they get some kids out of Alabama too, I think. It's the same way. Build a Walmart, man. That's all you got to do.
Well, those Walmart managers tend to have a lot of kids.
I guess they do.
And when you,
and they got hammers too.
Oh, well, that's the key then.
South Pitt's hammers.
That's the keys.
But they just keep on. They just keep on winning, man. They don't look like much when you see them out on the field until they start playing, and whoo.
That's our high school. That's our high school review. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and I don't think you have anything to talk about at UT today.
Oh yes,
we'll be right back.
That was me, way back when. Some things have really changed over the years, but some things have gotten even better, like Reno's customer service. It's faster, friendlier, and we offer the name brands you ask for. East Tennessee's team dealer, Reno's Sporting Goods.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Make your plans to come to the historic Princess Theater in downtown Harriman, Friday, September 22nd, for a night of gospel music with the Dixie Echoes. The Dixie Echoes are one of America's favorite male quartets, coming to Roane County for a rare appearance as part of Singing in the City, hosted by Victorious. The Dixie Echoes will be joined by Calvary's Blend from Chattanooga and Sandy Shelton. Tickets are $12 and can be purchased at Roane Street Grill on Roane Street in Harriman. Doors will open at 6:30. Concert starts at 7:30. So make plans now for the Dixie Echoes from Pensacola, Florida, Friday night, September 22nd at 7:30 p.m. at the Princess Theater. For more information, call Dudley Evans, 315-0505.
So roll, oh mighty old river too, that sweet forever, let your waves roll gently guard.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
If you play team sports, you want the best gear and the top name brands. That's why at Reno Sporting Goods we offer the best and safest gear from top manufacturers like Adidas, Russell, Wilson, and more. Reno Sporting Goods, your team dealer.
Welcome back to the locker room, and let's talk a little college football here right now. Mr. Queener, what do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, let's just go ahead and talk about Florida and Tennessee. That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. What's there to talk about?
Well, we missed three. I mean, really the coaching. You can't blame the missing the field goals on the coach. I don't think that's blamable. That's just a kid missed field goals. I mean, I really don't think you can blame the coach for that.
Well, but has he not created a field goal kicking problem now?
Well,
who's the field goal kicker?
He probably has, but the young man that came in and kicked the first 51-yarder is supposed to have a better average. And I think what's the kicker's name? Is it Medley? Yeah. Is that right? I don't think he's not kicked any over 45. I think he's over.
So why then would you have the long distance kicker not kicking off?
That's another good question. That's really a good question. It is. I mean it makes it. It's a question you ought to be able to ask, but you're not going to get it answered. So that's created.
So your take overall on the ball game Saturday.
If you want me to give them a grade.
Well, no, I'm just talking about in general. What did you like? What didn't you like?
I didn't like the loss. I think it's a game Tennessee should have won.
Well, first of all, you're not a Tennessee fan.
Oh, I'm a Tennessee fan in and out.
No.
But that's a game they should have won. And if they rightly so get the extra points, they win by 3 or 6, just like I said, because the bomb on the last play doesn't have so Tennessee.
Well, then the drop pass that Kelly dropped.
That's a catch he needs to make. Then a young receiver
trying to pass 3 times. When you get the ball down inside the 6-yard line.
Can't really blame one of those plays on the quarterback. You got to blame it on the receiver. He didn't run the route right. He broke off the route when you can't break off that slant like that down there. He broke it off. He threw it to where he was supposed to be. He broke it off.
Do you think that the coach, whether it's right or wrong, should say that he had the play called and the quarterback changed the play?
That's what they're saying. You hope they're telling the truth. I mean, I would think that the kid's probably got the option.
But do you put the kid on the spot?
No, I don't think you do. But I don't know. You might in college.
And if you were the coach, and you had a play called, which should have been the running play, and you saw him audible and off, don't you call timeout and say, "Hey, son, this is not a case." you run the football right here.
Well, I probably
Three
could,
times.
I probably
Let me
can
just go
agree
ahead
with
and tell
that.
you, 3 times, don't I?
Yeah, but see though, but you got to think about something. Not only did
I don't have to think
well,
about
I
it
know
at
what
all.
you're saying. But I know what you're saying. But look back a few years back when Seattle did the same thing in the Super Bowl, a whole lot bigger game, and they were down on the goal line, had Marshawn
And the
Lynch
same result.
and was wearing them out, and they didn't run him. They thought they'd get him off. They did surprise him. Well, it didn't surprise them. They intercepted the ball. So, I mean. What I've not liked this week is people just saying, well, what at Tennessee's offense? Tennessee's offense is in the shotgun 99% of the time. That's the offense they run. So that's the offense the quarterback is. He's a passer. So, but I don't understand why the second guy came in, why didn't you call maybe a timeout? If you didn't want the second string quarterback play, why didn't you call a timeout right then? So if Normandy's hurt, you take a timeout because he comes back the next play. Burn a timeout right there.
And you also
so we don't get that penalty.
And you also said 99% of the time. So there's 1% of the time that you line up under center. That's the time you do that. That's the time you do that. But
they don't do it though.
Well, but that's the time you got to do it.
They just don't do it. You know, it's just like the guy said on TV. Told you about earlier. Was watching on TV. If you look at Butch Jones's winning percentage. At Central Michigan, he was 675, I believe he said. At Cincinnati, it was 625. At Tennessee, it's 590. If you look at that over years, that's about 8 ball games a year. That's about what we've got. It's 8 ball games a year. And like the antics and the sayings he does, like the guy said today, like the garbage can thing, that's to throw people off. That's to keep those antics up. And he also said he collapses under pressure, doesn't make good decisions. So that's evident too. When it's tight, he doesn't make good decisions.
I don't like the situation that he's put himself in with you knew coming into this year that you had to win, and yet you bring someone in as an offensive coordinator that's never done the job before. Last year, you put your defensive pressures on the shoulders of someone who's been successful at Vanderbilt and was successful 2 years at Penn State.
Not a good track record.
Not a very good track record.
And here's why I think he made Larry Scott offensive coordinator. I think he made him offensive coordinator to keep him on the staff because he's a good recruiter. I think that's a whole reason.
But you don't need a good recruiter if you've lost your job.
That's true, you don't. And he's squarely, I mean, they say everybody, you can disagree with me all you want, he's squarely on the hot seat along with some other people. And if he loses the games down the stretch that they're saying that he possibly could lose, I mean, you're looking at a 7-5 campaign probably with losing to Kentucky, LSU, and Alabama and Georgia. So he's got some problems.
Well, and LSU is obviously not near as big of a concern right now as it was before Mississippi State
probably
overpowered them.
Overpowered them, yeah, right. And you know, Dan Mullins is, you know, everybody's talking about Dan Mullins today. He's at the perfect place, man. Those people down there don't get too upset. They're happy when they're winning. They're used to 7-5, 8-4, and stuff like that. So when he has a good recruit, like say Dak Prescott, for example, they're great with it. They know there's going to be 5 and 7 years, and they're all right with it, and they roll on with it. But we've only played 3 games, so let's give us a chance here and see what happens. But you know, today Butch Jones, Bielema at Arkansas, he's got such a buyout they don't think he can get out. They're saying Gus Malzahn is another one that's on the seat. At Auburn, it said this one commentator today said he talked to 6 college coaches, and they said he has no clue about the passing game. He's great at the running game, but he has no clue about the passing game. Malzahn, none. I don't know if that's true or not, but. And then Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M, he's square on his hot seat.
Malzahn may be another situation that you're talking about. Butch Jones, when he was an assistant, you know, he knew a lot about the passing game then.
And
so a little better quarterback.
And Coach O's on the hot seat.
Well, yeah, I mean that was I didn't see that one coming. I thought the LSU would take care of business there.
They said he stepped back. He said that he had made a comment that he learned from his mistakes at Ole Miss by not allowing his coordinators. They say he stepped too far back from it, gave too much responsibility to his coordinators. He's too far out of it. So that's